In this video, it's my pleasure to be conducting an interview with Fernando Braconi. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. My book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can find it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is in the description. And again, in this video, it's my pleasure to be doing an interview with my friend Fernando Braconi from Italy. By way of introduction, Fernando has been listed on the Giants of Backgammon six times. He has a BMAB Master Level 1 rating. He's the top ranked player in Italy. He played on the World Team versus Denmark in 2010, a very prestigious tournament, and he has many tournament wins. The most recent was the 2023 California State Backgammon Championships, where I had the pleasure of meeting him. And in addition to being an outstanding player, he's just a very fine gentleman and a pleasure to have at the tournament. Many other tournament wins: 2023 Milan Championship and Open, Gibraltar, Montenegro, Capellino, 2022 Rome Doubles World Team Championships, Team and Speed in 2018 Venice, 2017 Rome, Milan, 15 Veldon, 2011 Switzerland and Monte Carlo Open, a very prestigious tournament, and in 2008 Veldon Super Jackpot, and 2007 the Milan Championships. It's truly an honor, pleasure, and privilege to have my friend Fernando Braconi. Thank you for joining me and welcome.
Thank you, Alex, for inviting me. I'm very honored.
My pleasure.
Everyone.
Good. Thank you very much. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I was waiting for this interview to start. I'm really thrilled for this.
Thank you. And you're joining us from Italy, right?
Yes, I'm in Italy. I'm in Tuscany, in my house in Massa. It's a small town in the north of Toscana.
I remember you were telling me about Tuscany and how beautiful it is.
It is great, beautiful sceneries and good wine, and people are just great here. You're all welcome to visit Tuscany once in your life. You must do it.
Yes, I would love to myself. I know a lot of people that like to travel, and Italy is a very common place for people to travel. They have great food, the tradition, the scenery, everything is beautiful there, and the people as well.
It is. That's okay. Tuscany is famous for Florence and Siena, Pisa, the Leaning Tower, but there are really a myriad of small towns, very characteristics, and really beautiful sceneries there, and very enjoyable, and great food, great wine.
Yeah. Were you born and raised in there, Toscana?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So I wanted to start with a little biographical background information about that. So you grew up there, and where did you do your education? Where have you lived? Are you married? Do you have children? In terms of a day job, can you please tell us that information?
Yes, sure. Yeah, I grew up there in Massa, in my hometown, and I studied in high school in Scientific Lyceum. And then I moved to Parma to study business economics, but I didn't finish the university there because I started playing backgammon then, and my life changed back then. I lived there in Parma for 2 years, and actually I have not lived many. Since I'm 20 years old, I've not lived much in my hometown. I'm moving around very often. Now, for example, I lived 2 years in Parma. Then I moved to Milan to work. I was working at Accenture. It's an IT services and consulting company in Milan for 2 years. It's where I really started playing backgammon. They have probably the best backgammon club in Italy with all the strong players there. And it's where I learned really the game and to enjoy the game. Then I moved to Greece for like 5 years. I didn't play much backgammon there when I was there. I played local tournaments, but I didn't play much international tournaments there. It's like if you see in my wins, there is a huge gap between 2011 and 2017 because I really didn't play much backgammon. Then after Greece, I went back to my hometown. I restarted the university school. I'm currently studying digital humanities, and I'm probably will take my degree next year. And then, well, I moved. Well, actually, since I'm back from Greece from 2017, I'm playing a lot of gammon, international tournaments, traveling around. I had another small break between 2018 and 19, but then I restarted from 2021 until now. I really played a lot of backgammon, and actually did very well for me. It worked very well for me. I was very lucky, so
Yeah,
I don't
it's very
complain.
good.
Yeah.
Do you have other commitments in terms of family or work?
Yes. Well, um, I'm single now at this moment. I'm not. I don't know fiance at the moment. I had past year, but we broke up in was like starting of this summer last summer happened, and um, my family lives in my hometown. My parents are separate. They are not divorced, but they're separate. They live in two different houses. My sister's got her boyfriend. She's working in she's like a shop clerk, something like that. Do you say that in English?
Yeah,
She's sells clothes, no? Clothing shop.
yeah.
Yeah. Boyfriend is from Milan, something like that. Small town near Milan. He moved there and they're living together. And now I'm working in a betting agency since December, since I got back from LA, actually. I found a job and I have a contract until the 31st of January, and I think I will continue with that. And they will probably, now I'm working very close to my house, but I think I will move somewhere, maybe Bologna or Milan or another city in the north of Italy. I'm enjoying the job. So also it's part of what I am, no? A player.
Yeah.
So good.
There's a story I tell people when I was doing my internship. I was in New Mexico and they didn't have much backgammon there, so I played poker at the local casino. And my girlfriend at the time, she said to me one time, "You like poker more than you like me." I said, "That's not true. I like backgammon more than I like you."
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Good.
yeah, that's how it is. But now, I have a wife, two kids, and a day job, so it's hard for me to play a lot of backgammon, and in particular, travel. I have a lot of friends that travel, and they have a lot of fun.
That's the point. I never found a girl that could commit with what I do because I'm traveling. I'm often traveling, and it's not easy to build a strong relationship when someone is not traveling with you or cannot travel with you. So that's it. Story of my life.
I know this is actually almost exactly the same thing that I spoke with another friend. You may know him, Arda Findikoglu, who runs a lot of the international tournaments.
Of course, Arda. Of course, I know him. I know him like 15 years now.
Yeah, he said he's not married because he travels so much and he doesn't want to put that pressure on somebody else to have to deal with that because it is hard, but you do what you
Yeah,
enjoy.
it is. It is. So I
Uh,
have something in common with Arda. Nice.
yeah, yeah. So how did you first get into backgammon? How did you learn?
Well, it was the summer of 2004. I actually didn't know the game at all. I didn't know what backgammon was at the time. I remember because no one in my town was playing the game. No one knows the game, actually. Even now, when they ask me, "What do you do?" I'm going around playing backgammon tournaments. I'm playing. What do you do? Backgammon? What is it? So it's not easy for me to start. In Italy, most of people are from big cities like Milan, Venice, Rome, and Napoli. So I'm not from a big city, so I didn't have the chance, the opportunity to play backgammon young age. But it's just a case of life. I was playing with my computer. Actually, I was checking my emails late at night. I was out with friends, like in all summertime, having fun. And I checked, I don't remember if it was Windows 2000, Windows Me, whatever. And I checked those 3 games that were available on the Microsoft thing. It was like chess, checkers, and this backgammon. I knew chess and checkers, but I saw this backgammon board with these triangles, and I asked myself, what is it? I mean, I tried to start a game, and I didn't even, I wasn't able to move the checkers because I was trying to move the checkers like zigzag, like with triangles. What were the triangles for, actually? So then then I noticed there was a site, zone.com, Microsoft site, where there was an Italian community there playing online tournaments. Very well organized with Italian championships, etc. And I joined that community. This is where I started playing backgammon. But at the time, I didn't even know there were tools like GNU or Snowy to analyze your matches. So actually, I just got passionate towards the game because I was winning. Of course, I was playing terrible. I mean, I never analyzed those matches, but there must have been like 50 PR, but I was winning. So, you like, everyone likes when you win, when you win, no? So, I went to my first live tournament in 2005. Was from the Italian circuit. Actually, it was close to my house in Tuscany. And it was my first experience meeting people of backgammon. And I remember I was the finalist. I lost in the final, so that was another boost for my backgammon experience. Then when I moved to Milan the year after, 2006, I started playing in their club, and I won the year championship. They were playing monthly, once per month, and I won it. So in 2008, a player, Fabrizio Lossurdo, called me. It was January, and well, at the time I already had analyzed matches, so live matches. So this guy, Fabrizio, a friend of mine, calls me and asks me, "Look, Fernando, I believe in you. I think you have the skill to come with me and play international tournaments, and I will sponsor you, actually." And this is how I started. Thanks to Fabrizio. Thanks to Fabrizio. He brought me everywhere that year in 2008. And I remember I was finalist again in my first international tournament. It was Partouche Tour in Cannes in 2008. It was a big tournament. So this is how it started, how my passion towards the game started.
That's great. That's great. So other things I like to ask people is like, other than backgammon, do you have any other hobbies or interests that you like to do?
Yeah, sure. I have many in my life, like skiing and playing football. But now it's many years now, I create online riddles. I like to create online riddles and people play my games. It's like an hobby. And with other 2 people, we created this game now. It's a game you can download for free. Unfortunately, there is only the Italian version. It's like you have this character and you just wander around this ghost town. You can open houses and you can play, and there are a lot of riddles to solve. And that's it.
Yeah. Other
Now,
games?
I want to remember, I'm Juventus supporter, football.
Uh-huh.
And also a history enthusiast. I love history. I read a lot of books. Ancient history, modern history. It's like a passion, another passion of myself.
Yeah, I know. It's not very popular in the United States, but I know Juventus is one of the strongest teams, In Italy, they have a lot of good teams. That's in northern Italy, right?
Yes, Juventus is from Turin. Yes.
Torino. Yeah.
Yes, it's most successful teams in Italy, of course. Like with Inter Milan and AC Milan, they are
Right.
the most supported teams in Italy, of course.
Torino is very close to Milan, right?
Yeah, it's like 1.5 hour driving by car, and maybe 1.5 hour by train. Yes, they're close. Turin
And
is in Piedmont, is in the west,
right.
northwest of Italy, and Milan is in the north, the
Right.
center.
So it must be pretty close to Monte Carlo where they have the World Championships.
Yes, but I'm also pretty close to Monte Carlo, actually. I remember last year and this year I went by car. It's like a 4.5 drive for me. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So I know you've been doing a lot of traveling, and you started playing when you were young. How did you learn, and how did you improve? What are the things that you did? Because a lot of people, everyone's trying to improve, and it's good to learn from others.
Well, it's usual. Well, I never read the Backgammon book. Never. What can I say? No, I learned the game by myself. Analyze playing a lot. At the beginning, I was really playing a lot of online matches, like 40, 50 matches per month. That for me is a lot. Like now I'm playing like 2, 3 per month, or when I have to, some lessons, some online tournaments, but otherwise I don't play much online anymore. But at the time I was really playing 40, 50 matches per month, and I was when I found out there were tools like new Backgammon, right? And I started analyzing my matches and trying to understand the game. That's how I learned the game. Then, of course, with Extreme Gammon, I improved even more. But the only thing I did differently than analyzing my matches was watching better players and trying to figure out uh, why they would do something different from what I thought was correct, and trying to change my mindset. Try also at the beginning. Maybe I didn't understand some positions. I didn't understand why they would do something like that, or the bot would do something like that. So I was just trying to copy them, and slowly I also understood why, in many cases, why the bot or the better player would do something different from me. Of course, there are still many things that I don't understand in Backgammon. I'm not perfect. I still do a lot of blunders, but my game is pretty much okay now.
That's a common thing because I feel like, personally, some of the things that I've done is I've read a lot of books, but that's kind of partly because of my background. I've done a lot of studying, so I've done a lot of reading, so that's kind of a natural thing for me to do. But I've also studied a lot with software, like Extreme Gammon. Before that, I used Snowy, and a lot of the things that people frequently ask is, how are you going to learn from this software? Because the software cannot speak with you. It cannot tell you why the move was wrong. So how can you explain that to people?
It's like I'm telling you, I like to create online riddles, enigmas. That's like an enigma to solve, because there is no one. The bot doesn't explain to you why it's reasoning like that. It's reasoning like that. You have to find out. You have to put a position and change. You put one checker there, one checker there. You find the differences between um, positions that are similar, and slowly you find out the logic of the game by yourself. Of course, uh, this helped me. Maybe cannot help someone else. I mean, everyone has his own way to learn things. This was my way to learn.
Yes, I think that's an outstanding explanation, and that's what I do is just creating variants. You just change the position, and it's kind of an experiment to see what changes. Do you win more? Do you win less? What happens? Do you win more gammons? You have all that data, and um, other things that I use from the software is looking at like the dice distribution. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, but I don't do that often. But yes, of course, yes.
I feel like I do that more than a lot of people. It basically tells you how the next 36 rolls play for the opponent. Uh, and I've even expanded to 1296 for the next two rolls. So you can kind of see, and then you make a modification and you can see how that plays and you can compare them. Uh, so that's kind of how I learn. What do
Mhm.
you teach backgammon to students?
Yes, I do. I do. Many years now. Well, I
What?
started. What? Tell me.
Go ahead, please.
No, I started teaching like in was like 2010, but was not really there were not really real lessons. I mean, I wasn't even getting paid then. They were like we were a bunch of friends and trying to learn the game, and I was the one conducting the thing, but I was not getting paid then. Then slowly, I started giving lessons to more people and real lessons, of course even to players from foreigner players, not from Italy only. And now, yes, I have my students, of course. The people that believe in me, who believe in me.
Yeah, yeah. If people are interested in taking lessons from you, what's the best way to contact you?
Well, through my WhatsApp, through my Facebook, through my phone. I mean, I've got all contacts, all possible contacts, uh, friends, whatever.
Okay.
But
I'll put that in the description so people know that. That way you can get some more students.
okay, that would be wonderful.
So
Thank you.
when you do give a lesson, what is that like? Let's say you have a new student. How do you start the lesson?
Well, the first thing I do is a 7 point match, but it's not a lesson. It's free. I want to play and with not video but just audio. We speak to each other, but I want to understand the other player, his level, his from his thoughts, and I ask him to explain why he's doing that, why he's doing something else. Well, I ask him I mean, I'm interested in his thoughts, his mindset, and I want to learn from this match, this fast match, his backgammon skills from there. No, so I can provide him a better experience. The not all people are the same, and not all people learn from the same uh, construct, the same in the same way. So I try to find the better way to teach backgammon to different people, and so I need that match to capture information from that person. This is the first thing, and then we start real lessons. And I mean, there are arguments like the usual arguments in detail, where we speak in details about, I don't know, holding games, racing, back games, uh, every aspect. The most important thing I want to transmit to people is the logic of the game. I want people to be able to solve backgammon problems by themselves. I don't just want to give them notions of backgammon or percentages or numbers. I want them to understand the logic of the game. Though my game is not perfect, but it's not perfect just because sometimes um, I cannot put in the game what I really know or understand, because there are so many variants in these games and so many things to take care of and to be careful to, like for example, that position we will check later in LA, where I didn't consider the two checkers on the ace point. Sometimes you overlook positions when you play, but the logic of the game it is one, and it is what I want to share with my students so that they are able to solve problems by themselves. Plus, of course, notions are important. There are parameters to consider every time you play. You have to understand if you've got prime list information. You need to use the right parameters to understand when to double or take and drop in holding games, mutual holding games, when to duplicate, back game, how to manage back games, what is timing, that is key of the gammon. So there are so many aspects. But the most important, if I have to pick a slogan, it's the logic to understand the logic of the game beyond this game, that will help you to improve your game, even if you don't know very well. Even if you're not very good with numbers and you cannot even count the pips, just visualizing position and understanding what really backgammon is.
Yeah, outstanding. And you've traveled a lot to many tournaments nowadays, right?
Yeah, yes. Lately, well, I was there in California. It was wonderful experience. I'm not just talking about winning the tournament. It was really a great experience just traveling there and having fun with Sebastian and all the people there. And I think past year now, we are in 2024. So in 2023, I traveled like in the US. I played like 6 Italian tournaments in Italy. Four Italian tournaments. Was my first time playing 4 Italian tournaments. I never played actually Italian tournaments very much. I traveled in Montenegro, in Greece, to Montenegro, I was in Monte Carlo, of course, in Gibraltar, and I don't even remember. But if you check the Facebook page, you can see all the photo, all the albums from everywhere I've been related to backgammon.
Yes, that was when I met you in 2023 in December at the California tournament, and you came with Sebastian Wilkinson from the UK. And how did you enjoy that? That's one of the things I like to ask people is, how was your experiences at some of these? So maybe we can talk about that one.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank Sebastian because it's because of him I was in LA. He asked me to come with him. We met first time live in this year in Monte Carlo. We were sharing an apartment I was sharing an apartment with him and Dirk Schiemann, and we got along very well. We are like friends now. And he asked me to go with him to California. I said, of course, yes, let's go. And we landed, I think it was the 5th of December, 2 days prior to the tournament. And I remember we wanted to go and visit, Malibu, Hollywood, Santa Monica. So we asked Candace, that she's very kind. She was very, very kind. She lended her car to us. So we borrowed her car, a beautiful white turbo Lincoln with diamonds everywhere. So I was, yes.
She told me about that. She said, she asked you if you can drive the turbo car, and she said that you said you're a Formula One race car driver. Is that true?
Yeah, no, of course not. Of course not. I wanted to calm her down. I know she would be very...
She's going to watch this video one day.
I told her I was a Formula One driver, yes. I think she believed.
Yeah, she told me she believed you. What did you enjoy doing in Los Angeles outside of the tournament, of course?
Well, we went the first day, and the second day we went to Santa Monica, Malibu. We waited there, me and Sebastian. And then we drove to Beverly Hills, to Hollywood. We spent time to take pictures from, the Walk of Fame and all the things. Malibu is wonderful, actually. I really loved it, with all the villas and the nice restaurants. It's really beautiful. And
there's a lot to do.
But then there was the worst experience ever. Driving back to the hotel through the center of LA.
The traffic.
The traffic. I was telling Seb, joking of course, that there were more traffic lights in LA than people. Yeah. Because every 10 meters you had to stop. Red light. So we got like, it took me like 1 hour drive from Hollywood back to the hotel because we were stuck in the traffic. Really, wow. But anyway,
Yes,
it
there
was
is.
we had fun even there in
Mhm.
stuck in traffic because it was a great experience overall. I mean, I could ask for more. Then, other than that, we had a nice time together with Tony Diamantidis and
Yeah,
his wife Maggie. We got along very much, and then I met very funny guy, funny guy, Scott. Scott is a great guy,
God,
and
yeah.
Scotty and Gigi, and we went out to eat at the restaurant together, and I I really enjoyed the time there because I also met people with which I knew by name, but I never met in person. Not even in Monte Carlo, for example. I don't know Kit Woolsey or Neil Kazaros.
Yeah.
That and a lot of great Backgammon giants like Steve Sachs, for example, and many others. Now, and I'm not mentioning, but the tournament was full of giants, and so it was a great experience overall. Again, beautiful. Even if I had lost in the first round, main consolation, whatever, it would have been a really great experience, and I would have done. I would have. I would like to. I would like to. I mean, come again there, play again. So I think I will be there next year, of course.
Yeah,
Really,
we would love to have you. I know I'm not the director, but I help out. It was a pleasure to have you and people that travel a long way. I grew up in Los Angeles, so I'm familiar with the traffic. So nowadays, I live 4 blocks from my office, so I don't have to drive. I don't have to do much, but I know when there are places you have to go at the right times. Otherwise, there's so much traffic. And one of the things I'm discussing with, a little bit with Candace and with other people at the USBGF is to try to have the tournaments in different locations. Oftentimes they have it near the airport, which is convenient for travel. But a lot of the people, especially those that come from out of town, enjoy sightseeing and things like that. So if we were to have a venue in some of those other places that are nearby, it would be nice, but it gets a little expensive. It's challenging.
mm. You mean for the organizers or for the players, or both?
Both, yeah,
Both.
yeah, because the hotels get more expensive and the fees are more and it's harder for everyone.
Yeah, we've got the same problem in Italy, actually. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I know during the tournament I was running the streaming and I think your matches were streamed more than anybody else and the people from Italy really enjoyed that. They were watching it like Gian Lazzaro Senna.
Yeah, Gian Lazzaro Sana is our broadcaster.
Yes,
He built up his own channel and he's streaming really a lot of matches. Mm,
very good.
mostly of Italians, of course, Italian players, both online and live. So he was very happy to cover the tournament because he knew that many people would like to watch, and so it happened. And yes, I think I got like 5 times in the streaming, and there was a guy joking instead of California Dreaming, California Streaming, and there was the Italian with more streamings from World War II until now from the US, from the US.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed, watching you play, learning. We did some interviews afterwards. I don't know if you got a chance to see some of those videos, but unfortunately, because of the way the streaming was done, some of those interviews were cut off. So we weren't able to hear the things that you said, although I was there in person. I remember there was one thing, after you won you wanted to say something in Italian to all your friends from Italy. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to do it now where we're recording.
You mean the same thing, just repeating the same thing, or something new? Well,
Whatever you like. I mean, I think you were just, saying thank you and hello to the people from Italy for watching.
beh, allora, cari amici italiani, se guardate questo video, comunque, beh, non so che dirvi, ragazzi. Io grazie per il supporto perché soprattutto là in California l'ho sentito, in chat eravate tutti presenti, i video di Gian Lazzaro sono come sempre spettacolari e è stato anche merito vostro perché comunque mi sono sentito supportato e ci ho creduto fino alla fine, dall'inizio alla fine. Quindi grazie ragazzi, alla prossima vittoria.
Yeah, very good. Congratulations. Bravo. Uh, one of the things I've learned is, backgammon, it's a game and it brings people together. And this type of thing, like people traveling from Europe to the United States, and especially the streaming, allows people to meet each other and learn about different cultures. I think the streaming has been really good for backgammon. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, just the same. I mean, streaming connects people because you can enjoy sitting from, I can enjoy from my house a match played in Tokyo or in LA or in New York or in London, and I can improve my game because I'm watching the best players from the streaming. So it's a great, really great service, and it helps a lot to improve the game and to connect people. And that's it.
Yeah, I think it's outstanding. I'm always trying to find ways to improve the quality, so little things here and there. And there are other outstanding people from Italy, like you mentioned, and elsewhere around the world. I think the videos are outstanding. I've started my YouTube channel and I do a lot of interviews like this. We play matches. You're obviously welcome to join me on one of those. Those are very fun too because you play the match and then you do the analysis and then people watch it and they learn and they enjoy and it's just great for everyone.
I've seen some of them, yes, of course. No, I mean, channels like yours or Jalazzo, they really are, um, they really help the game and to improve, our community in all aspects. Because it's really a service that helps you to get what maybe you wouldn't get otherwise. I wouldn't be able to watch you and other great players talking about analyzing matches, talking about backgammon positions from my house. With yours, thanks to you, thanks to Jalazar and many others, this can happen. So it can even bring more people to the game because not many people know this game worldwide. I mean, thanks to videos on YouTube, it's much easier to find things related to backgammon. So it's just a great service, and I love to watch videos of your channel or whoever else. It's a great opportunity.
Thank you. Yes, I agree. I've been don't know if you're aware, I just started on the board of directors at the USBGF, and one of my goals is to get more people to play. And I think this is a great way. I mean, what are your ideas on how to get more people to play, either in Italy or internationally, other than, of course, the streaming that we discussed?
Yes, look, these I don't really know in details because I'm not an organizer. My mindset is like the one of a player. I mean, I'm a player. I can tell you about players. I'm traveling a lot, but I'm not traveling everywhere. I travel where there is added money or nice venues. This is what the tournaments I attend. Um, Maybe I don't know. I'm not really into it. But I think that the most important things are connecting. The most important thing is connecting people and to make the game more known to people. I think that streamings are great, and I value a lot added money to tournaments and very well organized tournaments like the one in California by Candace and her staff, and the Ardas tournament are just great. The guy knows how to greet you very well. is very welcoming, and he knows what he's doing, and so you enjoy going there and to his tournament for this reason.
Yes, that's actually very good feedback. I think, we're working on getting more people in the game to grow the game, and understanding these things helps us a lot because you want to cater to people. People like nice venues, added money, other formats, going to places, destinations, and things like that. You said you played in a BMAB format.
Yes, I did. Not many actually. 3 times only, and I think this will be my focus for the next year. I want to improve my status there because I didn't really care a lot in the past, and you can see from my title, it's not really what I'm. It's not really describing my Backgammon situation, my game, but so I will focus on that in the next year for sure. But I think that this BMAB thing is helping a lot to bring more people into the game because the game must become the status of this game must be the status like in chess or other games, a game of the mind, and also people need to be their success in the game must be recognized not only by your wins but also by your skill.
Yes, the BMAB is outstanding. For those who are not familiar with it, it stands for Backgammon Masters Awarding Body, and it was started by the World Backgammon Federation. I've spoken with Bernhard Meyer of the WBF, and he told me about that. And they have all sorts of tournaments internationally, and they do a lot here in Los Angeles, and as well as in the United States. I know Roberto Litzenberger and Dmitry Obukov do a lot on that, and Ben Friesen helps. But it's basically that you play matches, and then they record your PR, and you get a rating for your PR, and that does show people that backgammon is not just a gambling game, but it's a skill game. And I've done a number of these interviews talking with other people, and one person in specific that I recalled from just saying this is Patrick Jabali, who organizes this beautiful tournament in Dubai. Have you been to that tournament?
No, I haven't because I got COVID after Skopje
Oh,
this year. I was in Skopje.
okay, yeah. I'm
Well,
sorry to hear that. But yeah, he was telling me that in Dubai, he's registered backgammon as a mind sport. It's called like mind skills. So that will help promote backgammon a lot and bring new people in it, and possibly kind of decrease its association with like gambling and all the negative things that are associated with that.
yes, it's exactly my thought, but your English is much better than mine. You explained it much better than myself.
Um, so good. So that was a lot of things that we discussed. We discussed basically everything that's on my checklist. There was a position. A lot of the times we like to discuss positions in these
Yeah.
videos, and that's always very fun. So let me pull this up here. Okay, so are you able to see this?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we'll discuss this position and I'll introduce it to the players. This was you were playing, and this is one of the streamed matches from the finals of the Undefeated in the Open. You were playing the blue checkers at the bottom against my friend actually from Los Angeles, Frank Lay, who was playing the red checkers at the top. And this looks kind of similar to the board that you were using, the gray with the black and white points with the red and blue checkers. That one that's actually my board. I don't know if you knew that, but they really
Yeah.
liked it on the stream because it looked good, and it's pretty easy to play on. So in any event, this was an 11-point match, and Frank was leading 4-2. So that is 7 away, 9 away. And this was a doubling decision. So red doubled here. So what are your thoughts about this kind of position?
Well, I can tell you what I thought over the board. I thought I was primed, and I could not play from the anchor, and I had no spare in the outfield. My midpoint is stripped, the head point is stripped. My board is weak, so I just gave up 1 point and started a new game. What I didn't consider at the time, it's the gap he's got on his 4 point and his two checkers on the ace point. Those two checkers are a very important feature on this position, because he's got like two less checkers to use to improve his prime and to fill the gap. That gap is very, very important for him, because it's like I'm having a double anchor there. He cannot move his checkers on his 4 point. He cannot play loose on the 4 point. He cannot slot on the 4 point. He must make the 4 point in order to play safe from the rear of his prime. And so I think if you just move those two checkers from his ace point to his midpoint, so he could use them as builders for his prime, that would make this position a drop. At the time, I really didn't consider those two checkers. I just saw my back anchor closed, no chance to move from there, my weak board, and the outfield was stripped, so I just preferred to give up the point. That's it. Very simple thinking, actually.
Yeah. So let's look at the analysis, and there were some things we looked at. This was the analysis. It turned out to be it's actually a no double, which is very interesting because there's already this prime and you're already trapped. But red is kind of running out of timing with these two checkers, as you said here. So something's going to have to give without this point. And what did we do? We made some variations, right? So
Yeah.
this was one where we moved one blue checker from here all the way to back here, and now you have three checkers behind the prime, and now it's a big pass.
Yeah, that's too many checkers behind. Yeah,
Yeah. And then what else did we look at? We just moved all these checkers in, and now it becomes much stronger.
Yeah, this I would drop in a wink of an eye.
Yeah.
I mean, the board is even weaker now. The 8 point is like, I mean, I don't know. Just that gap on his 4 point must be very, very important for the bot, because he's valuing that gap very, very much.
Yes. Let's see what else we did. When we made the 4 point, when we made our 4 point, now it's not a double anymore, but it's still a strong position. I think that blot here was a weakness too.
Yeah, of course. Now my board is a bit stronger. Now in this position, I might have thought to take, yes, because now I have some rules that could hurt him. I mean, he must play from 20 from the golden point at the point, and I might be able to hit him. So in this position with the better board, I think I would have taken the cube.
Yeah. And then what else did we do? Oh, this is the one where we moved it from the...
Yeah, but I think this is the key. I think this is the key of the position, yes. Those two checkers now will become builders for fill the gap on his 4 point. Now he's got all the checkers into the game, no lost checkers, and will make much easier for him to fill the gap now. It's almost a certainty. So it's a huge drop for that wheel.
It's also very interesting because one of the things you mentioned before is about timing. And here now, blue is ahead in the race by 23. But that's actually a bad thing because now red has time to move these checkers from the midpoint to somewhere here. And in the meanwhile, blue is going to have to compromise his structure somewhere.
It's actually red controlling blue now in the outfield. It's not the opposite.
Right.
And so it's probably blue that will leave another blot to red, because red doesn't need to move from the golden point. He can stay there and wait, and in the meantime play for his 4 point with the other three checkers. He's got timing from the 2 on the midpoint and the 1 on the 11s, and it's got like 1, 2, 3 rolls, while blue's got nothing to wait for, because the next 6 must play from the midpoint or from the 8 point. So huge gap in timing now.
Yeah. And then we looked at some variations. So this was the original position.
Yes.
The score was 4-2. We looked at some changes in the scores too. So now the score is 7-6, 4 away, 5 away. So at 4 away, maybe this is a good lesson for people, because in a match, of course, you have to adjust your doubling strategy based on the score. When you're at 4 away and your opponent is at 5 away, you can actually double a little bit more aggressively. This is a stronger double.
Yes, you do. And the 5 away can take a bit deeper in a non-gammonist position.
Yeah. The nice thing about doubling at 4 away is if you win a double gammon, you win the match perfectly.
You do, but yes, you do. But there are not. This is a non-gammonist position. I mean, red can.
It's very low, right? But at the same time, if you're 4 away and you win a single game on a 2 cube, then you get to the valuable 2 away score, which is very valuable. At the same time, if the 5 away player gets it, they get to the 3 away score, which is not quite as valuable. So those are kind of the things I think about when we adjust scores. Let's look at some of the other ones. This was 4 away, 4 away. So now it's 7-7. It's still strong. You able to see the score now?
Not yet.
Oh, same position, but the score is 7-7. It's 4 away, 4 away.
4 away, 4 away. Okay, so it should be a much bigger take than before, than on the 5 away.
Yeah, it is.
Points, the 2 points have more value for the 4 away than the 5 away, of course.
Right. And then this is 3 away, 3 away. So it's 8-8.
Yeah, at this score, I would drop definitely. I don't mind to lose a point. I mean, 2 points are actually the main goal for the 3 away, to win 2 points from a game. So I wouldn't give the chance to my opponent. Still, it's very okay. It's very difficult to fill the gap for the red, but it's too risky for blue. So I wouldn't mind to drop this, honestly.
Right, right.
On this score, I don't understand the small take, actually.
I guess it's small. The take point is 25% in a non-gammonish position at 3 away, 3 away. Because if you, what is it? If you drop, no, it's not 25%. What is the take point on this? I don't remember. But basically, if you take the double and lose, you're at 3 away, 1 away Crawford. So you're at 25%. So you have a little more than 25%. So it's close. It's hard because if you lose a single game on a 2 cube at 3 away, 3 away, you're down 3 away, 1 away at the Crawford game. And being at the Crawford game is valuable for the leader. Okay, so I guess that was it. That was it for this one. So that was an interesting position. It's always useful to kind of learn from these. Do you go back and look at your matches afterwards and try to learn?
No, I haven't. I haven't yet, because really I'm working night shifts now since like 22nd of December. So I really have much time to think about backgammon. Of course, I reviewed some of my matches, but not deep in details. So the answer is not really no.
Not for this one, but do you review them in general?
Of course I do. Of course I do. Yes. It's the best. It's the best way to learn from your mistakes and to try to understand. I've told you before, I love to check my blunders and play variants of the position so that I can understand and improve my game like that. Yes, of course I do that. I do that every time actually. Just this very time that I'm not having the time now, but I
Right.
will.
I understand. Yeah, yeah. And that's I feel like that's one of the benefits of playing online or on the computer is you just have access to that immediately.
Of course, it helps you improve the game much faster because everything is there in just like that. You finish your match, you analyze, and you can improve. Of course, you have to spend some time because the bot doesn't explain to you. Uh, there is no explanation from the bot. You have to understand and
Right.
change and changing position and trying to understand similar position. It's the best way to to understand the bot logic.
Yeah. Well, great. That was wonderful. I appreciate you going through that position. And of course, I appreciate your time in the interview. We discussed a lot of things. Are there any final comments or other things you'd like to say before we conclude?
Well, not really, really, Alex. I really thank you for this invitation because I mean, I'm not that famous in the Backgammon world. Yes, I'm known, but I'm not that famous. So I really appreciate you inviting me to this, to have this opportunity to show myself and to express my even my feelings and whatever, all related to Backgammon. It's been great. It's been great, and you were a great host there in LA with Candace and all her staff. Your streams were great, and uh, I don't see. I mean, I'm counting the days to be back there.
Yes, we would love to have you. It's a pleasure to do this because, whenever I find that in life, if there's something that you enjoy, you do it better, or you spend more time. And, this game is something that we all enjoy, and we like spending time with it. And since that this tournament and the previous tournament, I've started this YouTube channel, and one of the things I've done is interviewed a lot of people, a lot of different people, like the top players, but a lot of other players. And one of the things I usually say, and it's kind of reverse for you, is usually I do these interviews virtually, and there are people on the other side of the world, and I tell them I'd like to ultimately meet them in person one time. And for you, it was the reverse. I actually had the pleasure and privilege of meeting you in person before doing the interview. So that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed meeting you, spending time with you, streaming the matches, and of course this interview. And I hope that you can come back again and maybe bring some other friends from Italy or elsewhere
That's the
around the
idea.
world.
That's the idea. Yes, why not? From Italy, of course. Yes, I asked them already, and I explained to them how great the atmosphere, the environment was there, and it's a lot of fun. And I mean, I love to travel, so I try to bring more people with me next time. I said, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, that's always good. I know Candace in particular is one of the tournament directors that places a special emphasis on trying to recruit international players and people that travel from a long way because I think that's good for the game, it's good for the international community, it's good for everyone.
Yes, and Kanda did a great job with me. She was very kind to me, and I really appreciate her invitation. And I mean, I have to only to repeat myself. Everything was great. I really, really enjoyed it. It's one of the best tournaments I have ever been.
Good, good. I'm happy to hear that. Next time I'll take you to a nice Italian restaurant here in town. Uh, There's
Italian?
some there's one nearby my office and my home that's very traditional, very good food. That one is called Panzanella. We have our staff holiday party there every year, and they're very good. One of the things I've learned is like I've gone there and I've never had anything that I don't like. And when at least the Americans think of traditional Italian foods, there's a lot of like pizza and pasta and things like that, but I know there's a lot of like fish and seafood because it's right on the ocean. Yeah, it's delicious. And there's this other restaurant that's a little bit further, but maybe I can take you there. The name of the restaurant is actually called Tuscanova. Uh,
Wow.
yeah,
I
so
you feel home.
yeah, yeah. And they have a lot of Italian people there that work there. It's a lot of fun. So hopefully we can do that one time in the future. Um, so wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you. You have an open invitation to come back. We can do some other videos like the Backgammon with Grandmaster series, play a match. Hope to invite you and your other friends from Italy and Europe and elsewhere in the world and try to grow the game. Thank you again very much. We'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. Again, my book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, you can contact me via email. My email address is in the description. And Fernando, you said if people are interested in getting lessons from you, they can contact you how?
Through Facebook, through WhatsApp. They can ask my number. Actually, you can find my number, my phone number on Facebook, and through friends. They can just ask.
Okay, very good. Grazie. And ciao. I look forward to seeing everyone in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.